Hello YouTubers, Ted here in beautiful Côte St. Luc, Canada. This Forge of Empires video is about my main diamond farm, which is on the world Arvahall. So here you can see my city, my diamond farm. As you may be able to tell from the building design, this city is in the colonial age. There's not an especially compelling reason to be in the colonial age, although I do like the visual design of the buildings. And many people keep their diamond farms in a relatively low age because it's easier to beat the guild expedition when you're a lower age. Now, originally, this city was not intended to be a diamond farm. Initially, I made this city because in my main world, I was mainly focusing on farming. That means goods production and negotiation as a way of solving events and so on. So I wanted a different world to explore the fighting side of the game. I created this new city. I pretty rapidly joined a fighting-oriented guild, Warhorse, where there's some very lovely and helpful people. They helped me, in particular, get a lot of fighting-oriented great buildings that I wouldn't have been able to get if I was just starting out and at a low age. So, I mean, Zeus is pretty easy to get. Akka, not too hard to get. But they helped me get Castel del Monte much earlier than I would have otherwise. They helped me get Terracotta Army. In particular, there's this one really helpful player I'd like to single out, AAC 251, so thank you for all that help. So I made these fighting-oriented great buildings, not exclusively. You can see a Tower of Babel, you can see a lighthouse. They helped me get Alcatraz. And I also started collecting fighting-oriented special event buildings. So for instance, the Asylum here gives you a good attack bonus, and these Olympic treasuries give a good defensive bonus for your attacking army. Now, what happened after some time was that I started fighting more in my main world, and I became less interested in fighting in this world. In my main world, even though I started out as a farmer, I had so much forge points production, so much capacity, I was able to quickly build all the attack rate buildings and bring them up to much higher levels than I have them here, and so I was a more powerful fighter. And at that time, I changed this city to being a diamond farm. So as you may know, there's two main ways of creating diamonds. One is through buildings in your city, and most especially wishing wells and fountains of youth. These are little wishing wells. They're upgraded to take a little less space, and these are little fountains of youth. At this time, I have 60 of them in total, and I have some more that I don't have the space to place, really. And I'll come back to that issue of space in a little bit. The other main way of generating diamonds is through the guild expedition. There's various points on the guild expedition where you can win diamonds. It happens with a certain probability, and most of them are especially on the 4th level of the guild expedition right now. As I'm making this video, I'm on the 3rd level of the guild expedition. I'll get to 4th later today. Through these 60 wishing wells and fountains of youth, if you use the Forge of Empires fandom pages to figure out the probability that each of these generates diamonds on a given day and how many diamonds it generates and so on, I've calculated that with these 60 buildings, it should on average generate 262.5 diamonds per week. And in the guild expedition, it's a bit hard to tell. I mean, I could do a calculation there too, but there's a lot of uncertainty on exactly which rewards you get because it's random, and also the exact same things I think are not all available every week, although I could be wrong about that. But anyway, through Guild Expedition and through these buildings, I'm producing probably about 400 diamonds per week, I would say. which I've been almost exclusively using in my main world to buy territory expansions. Now, when I was doing all that diamond farming, I was in a different guild. I wasn't in Warhorse any longer because I wasn't focusing so much on the fighting, and I was pretty much just spending minimal time on this world each week. But more recently, I've gotten back into fighting. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that my main world has been sort of coasting to completion, you might say. I'm nearing the end of the tech tree. I've filled all the available space. I've gotten all my great buildings up to the levels that I want. I mean, there's such vastly diminishing returns. There's really not much point in getting them much higher. So I decided to return some of my focus to this city. I was graciously allowed to return to the Warhorse Guild. AAC 251 is still there. And I decided, and so I started, fighting more, focusing more on raising up these great buildings that help me fight, and so on. The other reason for moving back to Warhorse, I mean, I could fight anywhere I wanted, but in that diamond farming other guild that I was in, the boost thread was not that active, and so it was a bit hard to get my boosts in a timely manner. Sometimes my buildings would get sniped when they were, waiting for boosts. And so, but Warhorse has an extremely active boost thread, so that works really well. Now, at this point, the main questions I'm facing are, do I want to continue building more of these wishing wells and fountains of youth in order to produce more diamonds? And I could. I have some stored in my inventory. If we look here, if I type FOU for Fountain of Youth, you can see I got 5 stored, which I could shrink. And if I start typing wish, I have 7 stored, which I could also shrink and make a couple more. So I could definitely put down more Fountains of Youth and wishing wells, but do I want to? Or is the 400 or so diamonds per week that I produce enough? I don't really need them that much anymore in my main world. I could use them for guild battlegrounds or something. And the other question I'm facing is space. So space is pretty tight here. If I look on the expansions, you see I do have 1 expansion available. I do have 7 victory expansions available. I have to build up the medals to get those. So I could expand my space a bit here. Of course, I could also start spending diamonds to expand space here, but spending diamonds to expand a diamond farm, I don't know if it really makes sense. It kind of undercuts the whole enterprise. So I'm thinking about how to get more expansions. I want more expansions because I want to make my armies tougher. If you look here at my boosts, I have 354% attack strength boost and 267% defense strength boost. And, that's okay. But like even on guild battlegrounds, if I go to guild battlegrounds, for example, and if I do some fights, I have a particular army selected here, which may not be optimal for these opponents, but if I do fights, I don't lose someone that time, but I lose people sometimes, even on the lowest levels when my attrition is low. Whereas on my main world, where I have about 700 or so attack and defense boost, I never lose troops up until attrition, 30, 40, 40 something. So I'd like to boost my attack strength to do better in guild battlegrounds, but also to do better on the guild expedition. On guild expedition, so we're on level 3 right now, and if I do some attack here, let's see what happens. Yeah, see, so I lose a unit. Now, I have spare units, I have an Alcatraz, I can afford it, but it would be nice if I didn't lose those units, and especially when I get to GE4, to Guild Expedition level 4, either I start losing a lot of units, or I have to fight manually, or I have to negotiate. Like, I can't go through smoothly all the way to the end. So to make that more smooth, I want more attack and defense strength for my armies. And for that, I want to expand my territory. I even have some buildings I could place down now, like the winter event just finished, and I have the winter canal, which is 6x4, I believe. Yeah, 6x4. It would give me 16 more attack strength. But I don't have a place to put it. No space. So either I need to make some expansions to fit that building in, or I need to delete some older buildings that aren't so useful. Like, I don't really need the Stark Doorway. I could even do away with some of these. I mean, especially Tower of Babel. I definitely don't need that one. But I'm thinking about how to get more expansions. One way I might do it, and I'm increasingly leaning this way, is to start going up some more ages. Because as I go up some more tech ages, whoops, pressed the wrong thing. If I go up some more tech ages, I will get for instance, in the industrial age, I'll get a couple more expansions there. And I think it's true for many of the coming ages that you get 2 extra expansions. You can also get extra expansions by progressing on the map, the continent map, and I am working on that. I just got an expansion here. I'm already on the progressive era in terms of the continent map, even though I'm colonial age. So I've fought way ahead. And there are some, a few more expansions to pick up here. But I think I might want to advance on the tech tree. And in particular, I'm thinking of advancing all the way to the future age. It'll take a little time. But that'll allow me to fight with hover tanks. I love hover tanks, as do most people. So that's sort of what I'm thinking over the next, 6 months to a year, trying to advance up to the future age, get hover tanks, get a lot more expansions. Of course, when I'm at a higher age, the troops I'm fighting against will also have also be harder to beat. But anyway, so that's it. That's a quick summary of my diamond farm. Maybe not so quick summary of my diamond farm on Arvahall. Incidentally, there's a really good YouTuber, unlike me, who you guys may know. He's a little bit to the left here. MooingCat. MooingCat makes great videos. And MooingCat also has, this is not his main world, but this is one of his diamond farming worlds. I won't show it in case he has privacy issues or something. I don't know. But I messaged once with him here. Seems friendly. Good guy. So that's the summary of my diamond farm, which really started out as a fighting city, became a diamond farm, and is now back to being a fighting diamond farm combination. Thanks for watching.